Implementing a cruise ship in The Sims 4 would actually be really easy. They would simply just have to turn a normal world map or neighborhood into a cruise ship. This was done in The Sims 3 with a mod that turned The Sims 3 world map into a cruise ship, so it is possible. We all want a holiday in hotels pack, so I'm just putting it out there. There are already so many worlds that can be used as vacation worlds, like Island Living of Solani, or the Outdoor Retreat Camping Area, or Snowy Escape, or even the My Wedding Stories worlds. Like The Sims 3 mod, it would just need to act like an ordinary neighborhood, but in the shape of a cruise ship. And we would also need a hotel lot type 2 that would work in a very similar way to apartments do in The Sims 4 already. The great thing is that I assume, emphasis on assume because I have no idea how development works, that it would actually be really easy to implement and not break the game. Let's be honest, The Sims 4 is breaking down, and the more gameplay they add, the worse it gets. With a hotels pack, it would literally not break the game as much because you're not really adding that much gameplay. When it comes to adding new features, packs like Dream Home Decorator are a really smart idea. It's just build mode basically, but packaged a little bit differently. And granted, the Dream Home Decorator was a very unfulfilling pack, which is way too overpriced and shouldn't have been a game pack in my opinion. At least it shows that there is a smart way to bring us new features without giving us too much gameplay that may break the game. To me, it just feels like the missing piece of the puzzle. Well, there are plenty of missing pieces in the Sims 4 jigsaw puzzle. We've got cars, we've got bloody everything basically. I'm not even going to go over it, but I feel like hotels would just be a really welcome feature. The Sims 3 Ambitions came with a tattoo chair. You could get your Sims to open up a tattoo studio. The same pack also came with the styling station to style hair and stuff. And granted, yes, we already have a styling station in The Sims 4 with Get Famous, but it's not really a career. Another feature that I really miss from The Sims 2 is being able to get Botox. That's right, you could literally get facial surgery in The Sims 2, and you could do it as a career. It was one of the most hilarious careers in the entire game. Adding features to run businesses like tattoo studios or hairdressers, I believe makes so much sense. We already have something like this with Spa Day with the nail art and stuff, so I think it could be easily implemented. Going about what I said about the game breaking with too many new gameplay elements, adding something like this is taking something that we already have, create a sim, and turning it into a new pack idea and a career, just like Dream Home Decorator turned build mode into a new idea. Running a business, I think, is something that a lot of simmers enjoy, whether it's running an interior design career with Dream Home Decorator or a retail shop with Get to Work. Jobs is always something that I notice a lot of simmers do really enjoy, especially the live jobs. So on top of having nail art stations and tattoo studios, etc., I think that adding a really simple ticket booth system would make a world of difference in The Sims 4's gameplay. The ticket machine is an object that first came with The Sims 2 Open for Business expansion pack, but also came in The Sims 3 store. It's a machine that basically charges Sims for staying on a lot. This adds literally so many possibilities, like having your Sims run and own their own swimming pool, or cinema, or game arcade. On the subject of arcades, this would also be a great way to implement roller coasters back into The Sims, because I believe we had roller coasters in The Sims 1 and we had them in The Sims 3. Sims 4, there is literally no excuse. Don't stop on the odd numbers. Whether they bring us a ticket booth or a door that you have to pay to enter, there are so many ways to implement this feature, and it should definitely be brought back as a feature upgrade for Get to Work. The only pack refresh that we've ever had for The Sims 4 is Spa Day. I don't know why they haven't refreshed any other packs, but I feel like they need to do some more now on the other old packs, and this would be such a great way to implement it and Get to Work. And also just to help us customize our commercial lots more. And on the subject of customizing lots, one thing that has always annoyed me about the Sims franchise is not being able to combine certain lot types. I love the idea of having a cafe and a library on the same lot, just as we would have in real life, or for example a museum with an on-site gift shop. I find the Sims 4 lot types incredibly limiting to me as a player, and I want my Sims to have the ability to react with different lots differently. This is probably a bit of a stretch, and I never ever see any other Sims really talk about that, which is the point of this video. I wanted to talk about features that we don't have, that people don't really talk about that often, apart from the obvious like generations or cars, because I wanted to do something a little bit different. But I feel like commercial lots are probably the most undervalued lot in The Sims 4. People rarely ever go to them, largely because The Sims 4 is very closed world, so it's not really that easy to travel to lots. But seeing that The Sims 4 are actually smarter than they are in any other Sims game, I do find that Sims in commercial lots do respond a lot better in The Sims 4 than they have done in any previous Sims game. I love how Eco Lifestyle came with the ability to change one singular community lot type into 4 different variations depending on what people vote on the community board. I think it was a really great customization feature that is so undervalued, which I absolutely love, and I just think they could take it so much further with community lots. But I know it can feel like such a ball ache when there's a community lot you like. For example, you find one on the gallery, but you have to waste time finding the correct lot size for it, and replacing old lots and maybe moving out households if they're on the lot. The Sims 4 gallery is so great in that it's so easy just to download a residential lot or a commercial lot really easily, and you can search by things like lot size, etc. But I'd actually like to see the integration of the ability to download individual neighborhoods and or worlds in the Sims 4 gallery. I know I am probably pushing the max out of this. This is way too ambitious for the Sims 4 because we know the Sims 4 is not an ambitious game. There was absolutely no chance they would ever be this ambitious, but this is a video about what I want, not about what I think they can actually realistically do or what they can be bothered to do. I just really hate how every single Sims 4 world comes with a bar, it comes with a museum, it comes with a gym. Why do we need all these things in every single world? It's great that we can use packs like Get to Work to create a retail shop, or Dine Out to create restaurants, or Eco Lifestyle to create community parks, but it is just so exhausting starting a new save file and having to build and replace all of these lots to make sure that you have at least one of everything. Being able to just so easily download user created worlds makes so much sense to me, and it's just so much easier because somebody could just make like a save style world and you can just put that in your game immediately and not have to worry about replacing all the base game lots. I know technically mod sites already allow us to download world saves and put them in our game, but it's not quite the same thing. There's a big difference to me between a world save and just downloading individual lots. It's also not very convenient if you're not a console player or you're not really that good at understanding how mods and stuff work. Now I have one word for you: generations. I know I said I'd make this video about things that people are not already talking about. I don't want to go over the same old boring stuff about what people want, but there are some features about generations that people don't normally talk about that I think are so fundamental. Even if we don't get a generations pack in The Sims 4, I still want these features integrated in some way. Boarding school and after school clubs would improve gameplay so much. Let's be honest, the more Sims you have in your household, the more difficult and frustrating it becomes to look after them all, especially if you've got child and toddler Sims and teens. I feel like boarding schools allow you to just keep your child and teen Sims away, only coming home for weekends, for example. And after school clubs would also allow you to keep your children away for much longer too, allowing you to develop and focus on your adult Sims. I do think boarding schools and private schools should be a base game update, especially seeing that they are basically rabbit holes. So I do think it would be very much easy to implement. We've already seen it with mods, so I know that it works. Interestingly, the Generations pack for The Sims 3 also came with dating, which I know came in the base game of The Sims 4, but let's be honest, dating is rather tragic in The Sims 4. Whenever you go on dates, it is a nightmare. Other Sims will come up to you, start pulling your date away from you. Everything is an absolute nightmare. Yes, the whole dating system must have an overhaul. It has been 8 bloody years. This game still hasn't fixed dating. Will they fix it? Absolutely not. I know they're not going to fix it because, as I said, it has been 8 years. They haven't fixed so many things about simulation in this game. It is insidious how terrible the AI is, but I would like a dating overhaul if they could. Interestingly, The Sims 3 also came with online dating. Again, it's something that we have with mods in The Sims 4, but I do want it included in the normal base game, especially because those with consoles can't download mods. And I think there is a big issue with dating in The Sims 4 because every single time we load The Sims 4, let's be honest, because the world system is so closed, it's really difficult to meet new Sims. So the only Sims that we ever usually meet is the ones that come with the welcome wagon. So we end up just dating literally the exact same townie every single time. With a dating system like Tinder for The Sims, we'll call it Simder, it would be so easy to get your Sims to meet new Sims that are not in your neighborhood or not in your world. I mean, does it just have to stop at Simder? We could have Simder, like as in Grindr for The Sims. Imagine Grindr for The Sims. That would literally be tragic in a good way. On the subject of tragedies, cars. There is a growing sentiment that cars will never come to The Sims 4. Recently, there has been an official statement from EA stating that we have years to come for The Sims 4. In other words, the game is not dying out anytime soon. They have years left in order to bring new features into this game. But the thing is, if EA actually want us to keep playing this game, they need to give us a reason to continue playing the game in order to keep players satisfied. The base game has come a long way over the past few years, but still needs a lot of improvement. And I think cars could really boost morale with Sims 4 players. Now, I know I said I would not talk about popular things, but I like to think I'm talking about this feature in an unpopular way, which is that I do not think cars should be drivable in The Sims 4. Because The Sims 4 is a closed lot system. I'm not even saying closed neighborhood because it's literally just a closed lot. You can only visit one lot at a time. But despite that, having your Sim just have a really basic animation of driving down the road would be so satisfying satisfying for me. Driving in The Sims 2 was incredibly basic. In fact, there was no driving. You could literally just have a car on your lot and the car might teleport onto the road and then you'll just suddenly magically appear in a new lot. But it was still so enjoyable, and I think it's a great way to implement cars in The Sims 4 because you don't just have to drive a car. In The Sims 2 free time, you got the ability to actually fix up a car, or you could be able to woohoo in a car and live out your Titanic fantasies. And you know, let's face it, we all love making our Sims woohoo. And I was really disappointed that My Wedding Stories didn't come with any new woohoo locations, especially seeing it's a pack about romance. One really disappointing thing I noticed about My Wedding Stories is that there was a lighthouse in the world. Sims do actually have the ability to woohoo in the lighthouse in the cats and dogs world, so I thought they would have implemented it in the My Wedding Stories world too, but apparently not. Almost all of the recent Sims 4 packs fall short in some aspects. Not just the recent ones, but especially the really old ones too when the game was first released. I actually think some of the packs in the middle of the Sims 4's timeline were actually really in depth, but some of the more newer packs like My Wedding Stories, Dream Home Decorator, these have an evidential drop in quality, and not just quality but depth and gameplay features. Although it's literally never going to happen, I want to be hopeful and honestly think that the Sims team will start adding new features into these old packs, because a lot of them are clearly lacking, and I think it's important to remember that people aren't just buying packs as soon as they're released and then forgetting about them. There are still people buying some of the older Sims 4 packs now. The Sims team are regularly updating the base game, but they're not regularly updating some of their packs, and I think if they do start doing this like they did with Spa Day, it would most definitely improve their reputation among the fans. Right now, Sims fans are venting their frustrations with The Sims 4 on social media more than they've ever done so before, and mostly this is just because of the lack of features in The Sims 4. Literally, even before The Sims 4 was released, people were complaining about the lack of features in the game. I feel like the Sims team these days are putting more focus on art assets and build, buy, and cast more than actual gameplay. I would honestly love it. I would literally love it if they would just stop bringing us new bloody kits with new fucking build, buy, because I'm sick of build, buy, and just focus on fixing the game. I will literally pay the Sims team. If the Sims team said, look guys, give us a tenner means $13 in American language, give me a tenner, give us a couple months and we'll fix all the packs, I would more than happily give them the bloody money. EA, we know that you're money hungry. I would much rather pay for an expansion pack that fixes all of the problems with the previous packs and gives us brand new features for those packs than actually pay for brand new gameplay. Older Sims 4 packs are incredibly undervalued, not just by Simmers but also by the Sims team, and if the Sims team focus on updating them, I do think Simmers will start enjoying them more. And I would also like the Sims team to do an overhaul on the features that I absolutely hate about this game. Features that I thought would be good but was actually terrible. If you want to see more about these features, make sure you check out this video up here. See you in the next one.